had a very tragic shooting at Liberty City, across the street from Liberty Square. The incident arose out of approximately 10 to 12 people drinking alcohol outside of a vacant apartment, where two gunmen showed up in a vehicle, got out, and started shooting with automatic weapons. We are following leads. We are talking to victims. The most help the media can do for us now is to put the information out, that anybody that knows anything about what happened last night, please give us a call and give us information, or if not, call Crime Stoppers and give them information. There's been a lot of speculation that's gang-related, that's other issues. We believe this is probably a retaliatory shooting over something that happened before, but we just need to put the pieces together, and talking to the victims and witnesses, I am confident that we will do that, and we will be able to clear this case. Any questions?
When you say retaliatory, I think from something before, can you give us a feel for what it was? I mean, there's obviously two factions here that have an issue. I mean,
there's recently, when you have a commodity like drugs, and somebody gets arrested, somebody else fills a spot, there's another organization that believe that they should take that over that spot, so they start fighting for that spot. And if whoever loses decides to retaliate against that other guy, so they go up to Miami Gardens, for example, and shoot up a house there. Miami Gardens goes to Lincoln Field and shoot up a house there, and then they come back to Liberty City. So right now we have that triangle, and we're working with Gardens in the county. They've had similar cases. We have cases. Miami Gardens has cases. We try to put an end to all this. But yes, it's the common denominator is drugs or something stupid that happened that people decide because of turf, because of pride, they decide to shoot up the neighborhood. We've had incidences where it's over a girl, incidents where it's over tire rims, incidents over speeding in my neighborhood, how dare you, things of that nature, and they shoot back and forth. And this, I think this is going to be one of those incidents.
Chief, following up on that, was the person that they were targeting, from your knowledge, not the intended target, were they there?
That's something we're following up.
Do you believe they were? Or?
We're not sure whether they were or not. It depends. We have information that says that yes, they were there, and information that says they weren't there. So it's just a matter of getting the correct information from the sources out there to put this case together.
Chief,
Al?
I was told that 2 weeks ago Major Jackson stood up at a staff meeting and expressed to everybody the fact that he has a lot of problems in the North End, and that one of the problems is that you no longer have undercover street narcotics teams out there on the street, and a number of other issues. And what about all of that? Because, yeah, you can talk about, well, it's a retaliatory thing and it's a drug thing here or whatever, but nonetheless, your average police officer on the streets doesn't have the ability nor the skills to be taking care of all the daily problems that he or she faces and try to be dealing with the undercover narcotics. And clearly the undercover narcotics problem in this community is one of the driving forces, if not the singular driving force, behind a lot, if not the overwhelming majority of these issues. Now that's a policy decision about taking those undercover street narcotics teams off of the street. Are you going to reinstate them? Because from what I was told, Major Jackson was not all that happy about the fact that he and his men and women are out there on the street and are essentially being left to be reactive. They got to wait to hear the gunshots before they can respond to something, because they don't have the intelligence nor the people on the streets trying to do something about this problem.
Mike,
Thank you.
You got wrong information.
Oh, okay.
Major Jackson never complained about that. Other people have. We do have problem-solving teams that are out there fighting the drug culture and the street-level narcotics. We do have middle and upper investigative branches of the police department tackling undercover narcotics. We do have relationships with the FBI and DEA and current cases going with them to stem the tide. So right now, what you mentioned probably is not necessary, but I will visit that with you, Al, whenever you want to, and we can sit down and we can have a lively discussion over it.
Don't visit it with me, Chief. This is the community's problem. It's not my problem.
Al, you're the one that brought it up. Apparently
Well,
you got inside
but the other thing is
information,
this.
so I can straighten you out.
You weren't there the day that Major Jackson did this. I was told that it was Deputy Chief Cabrera who chaired that meeting. You were out of town, so how do you know whether he did it or not?
Why are you asking me, Al?
Because you're the chief.
If I wasn't there, and I meet with my majors every day, I'm meeting with them today.
Is Major Jackson here?
Let's get
Anyone
back
else?
on.
Yeah.
Okay, can I ask a question?
Let's
You
go
have
to the
these-
real media now.
These,
Oh, okay.
putting these devices in place apparently that can detect the sound of a gunshot.
ShotSpotter, right?
What's it called, I'm sorry?
ShotSpotter.
ShotSpotter. Okay, where are we into those being complete?
I'm sorry?
All right, I know that some are up and they're under construction, but when
Yeah,
will they be done?
the company is right now studying where the actual sensors should go to be able to triangulate. As soon as they finish that, they'll sit down with us and they will want us to come to some sort of agreement with the owners of those properties so that we can install. For example, I know some schools are probably in the area where we need to install them on their rooftops, some other city buildings, and things like that.
So what's the timeframe?
It's up to them. It's probably, by the end of the year, it'll be up and running.
By end of year. And so if this was already in place Tuesday morning, do you think this would have made a difference?
No, because actually we had a police officer a block away writing a report at a nearby school, and she responded quickly there, and when she showed up, everybody was running, and everybody was already shot, and the offending vehicle was no longer there. So, you know, ShotSpotter would not have made a difference in that.
Chief, can we square up the gentleman that you picked up yesterday that tossed the backpack on the roof? Where do we stand with those guys tied to this shooting or not tied, or those guns tied to any other crimes, or?
Well, the guns right now are in the lab, waiting for the lab to do the forensics to see if they're tied to any other shooting. For now, they're not. It's a different caliber gun. They're not associated with this shooting, and we don't believe they're associated with this shooting. But it does show the brazenness of certain individuals' mentality of walking around with guns when the whole place is crawling with police officers. So, and that's the mentality that the citizens and parents and grandparents need to change with their kids.
But nobody's in custody at this point with this shooting, correct?
For this shooting, no. They were arrested for those guns.
Thank you.
Sí, bueno, estamos hablando de los tiros que fueron disparados ayer en Liberty City, donde dos personas fallecieron y hay otras en el hospital heridas. Lo que estoy diciendo es que la investigación continúa, estamos tratando de pedir la ayuda al pueblo para que vengan y nos den un ejemplo, llamando Crime Stoppers. Sabemos que había un grupo como de 10 a 12 personas fuera del apartamento estaba abandonado, tomando bebida y pasando el tiempo cuando un carro con dos sujetos apeados y con rifles automáticos los le abrió fuego. Pensamos que esto es un grupo que está cobrando otro tiroteo que hubo y entonces estamos mirando dos diferentes información que nos están dando informaciones de cómo podemos proceder en un caso y vamos a hacer todo lo posible para poder llegar a una información en este caso lo más pronto posible. Habían hablado de estos muchachos que fueron arrestados ayer porque ahora que están presos y si descubrimos algo más van a tener más cargos puestos.
¿Han logrado hablar con las personas afectadas, los testigos, alguien que ha podido dar una pista de qué realmente pasó?
Estamos haciendo todo eso ahora, hablando con testigos, hablando con familias de los testigos, hablando con las víctimas, con la familia de las víctimas, todo estamos haciendo. Yo he puesto más oficiales en el caso también, de otras unidades para ayudar con todas esas entrevistas y a ver qué otras cosas podemos hacer.
Se va a poner un poco más cuidado a esta área porque estuvimos ahí, los vecinos nos decían que era como un poco tierra y nadie, era difícil. Es una zona peligrosa, ¿no es cierto?
Desde el último tiroteo que hubo ahí el año pasado, yo he puesto 6 oficiales dedicados a caminar y a dar vueltas en ese barrio, lo que es el Reed Square. Desgraciadamente esto pasó a la salida del Reed Square, cruzar la calle, donde esos 6 oficiales pasan por ahí. Pero también tuvimos un policía que estaba en una escuela haciendo un reporte a una cuadra de ahí. O sea que esto es una cosa que desgraciadamente aquí a las 2 de la mañana están afuera tomando bebida y vienen otras personas y los atacan.
Gracias.
A glass of water, no?